What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Twin Wrestle Pod. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Hey, man, look. Today, we were talking about AEW All Out. Reviewing the pay-per-view. Um, Going into this pay-per-view, man, I was only interested in probably like 5 matches. Really, one match, and I wasn't really interested in the match. I was just interested in the return. So, the only matches I really knew of were FTR versus Christian Cage and Adam Copeland. Moxley versus Darby in a coffin match. Kyle Fletcher versus Adam Page. The AEW Women's World Championship Fatal 4-Way match with Toni Storm defending her championship against Tekla, Jamie Hayter, and Chris Statlander. And I was looking forward to the return of Eddie Kingston for this show. And I say this every time I watch an AEW pay-per-view or there's an AEW pay-per-view in general. I'm glad, let me say this, I'm glad they're doing this at 3 p.m. I'm glad. Honestly, I'm glad. But another issue I had with this, man, with this pay-per-view. This fucking pay-per-view lasted 5 hours, man. 5 hours. Which is a problem. Okay? And this leads into the match limit that AEW just feels the need. Tony Khan just feels the need to just throw everything on every pay-per-view when he absolutely don't need to. Your pay-per-views are going to range from good to great every time you have them, depending on the booking decision you make. Dynasty earlier this year is a whole different thing. The booking there was sucked. Okay, but more times than not, your pay-per-views are going to be great, Tony Khan. You do not need to book so many matches on these cards, bro. Seriously, you do not. Like, I'm all cool for All In being 5 hours because that's like your WrestleMania. You're like, that's your equivalent to WrestleMania. All Out does not need to be 5 hours, bro. Sorry, it does not. This fucking card had 10 matches. Why does this card have 10 matches? Like, bruh, if you could limit these matches to about 6 or 7, you don't get the same result. You know what I'm saying? A couple of these matches should not even been here on this card. And I say this for every AEW pay-per-view, bruh. I just feel like, for me as a consumer, it is exhausting to keep up with AEW shit. Like, I can't even watch half the pay-per-views all the time. Granted, they was getting counter-programmed by WWE WrestlePalooza, but still. These pay-per-views should not be lasting 5 hours, dog. With the exception of All In, I'm cool. All In should be 5 hours. I'm good with that because that's your WrestleMania. And for people who saying that, WWE should be WWE WrestleMania. If you remember back in the day before they had the 2-night format, they would go 5 hours sometime on WrestleMania, and it was exhausting. But every pay-per-view Tony Khan do not need to be 5 hours, man. I hope he get out of that format because that format fucking sucks. And like for me, I didn't even watch the main event for this. I still have to go back and watch the main event, bro. So like, I get tired out watching this shit. Like I can't stay up, or 2 jobs. Like I can't stay up and watch this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I miss out on certain shit. So when I get time after this review, I'm going to watch some more of this pay-per-view. But we need to, like, Tony Khan need to lessen the match limit on these pay-per-views, bro, because it's exhausting to keep up with. Anywho, out of those 5 matches I was looking forward to, I was only able to watch 4. So we had 10 matches, like I said. First matchup, we had Christian Cage and Adam Copeland versus FTR. This is a great way to start off the show. I was stoked for this. I'm like, all right, man, we getting Christian and Adam Copeland out the gate, bro. Adam Copeland had his like throwback gear, like 02, 03 go throwback gear, which is fucking cool to see. It's a variation, but it still reminds me of the 2002, 2003 Edge days. Really cool thing in this matchup for sure. Adam Copeland paid tribute to John Cena in this matchup, which is fucking dope because if you know you watch WWE matches, John Cena's matches over the past month and a half or 2, he's paid tribute to Edge with either spear. I think he might just did one maybe against Logan Paul in Paris. So he paid tribute to Adam Copeland, and Adam Copeland paid tribute to him in this matchup. He hit the back suplex and he hit the 5 knuckle shuffle, and then he hit the attitude adjustment for a near fall. But it was cool to see because we know them two want to work with each other badly. I know John Cena probably especially want to work with Adam Copeland because this is his greatest rival. Adam Copeland is John Cena's greatest rival. It ain't Randy Orton. It ain't CM Punk. It is Adam Copeland. But that was a cool thing to see, man. To see Adam Copeland pay respect to John Cena in that way. Dax was working this match with a broken nose, that you can see up here from the image. I guess he got it from Dynamite on Wednesday. He posted a picture about it, and his shit was gushing, looking fucking gnarly. But Christian and Adam Copeland picked up the win here. We had a debut, mind you, in this matchup. We had Beth, the former Beth Phoenix, now Beth Copeland, making her debut in this matchup. Helping out Cope and helping out Christian. She went out there, she speared Stokely half the way and brought him to the backstage area. And even the odds for both Cope and Cage at the moment in the matchup. And for the finish, we saw Copeland hit the spear, pick up the 1, 2, and 3. Beth Phoenix at this point, Beth Copeland at this point was back out ringside with both Cope and Christian Cage as they celebrated their win. After the fact, Mother Wayne, Nick Wayne, and Kip Sabian came out there to distract Copeland and Christian Cage, and that allowed FTR to come out there, attack them from behind, put Copeland in handcuffs and handcuff him to the rope. Spike pile driver Christian Cage here, like you see, and that rendered Christian Cage useless. He was done for that after that. And the only thing that was left to do was to focus on Beth. And FTR focused on Beth, and they hit her with a spike pile driver. And Copeland can do nothing but watch because he was handcuffed to the rope. So I'm interested to see where this thing is going now. Obviously now Nick Wayne, Mother Wayne, Kip Sabian probably going to be aligned with FTR. And they're probably going to run this thing down to the end of the year. Maybe they take Copeland and Christian Cage out of action for a while, and you get them, FTR that is, going after the Tag Team Championship, is eventually winning those titles, and then we get to maybe, I don't want to say Revolution, maybe a little bit earlier, World's End, and we get Copeland and Christian Cage returning and winning those championships off of FTR. Because FTR got to be the next in line for those titles. I think we get one more program and FTR beats them, and they beat them in a fashion where one of them injures the other and keeps them out for a while. Then they come back at World's End. So, interested to see, man. Next up, we had the return of the Mad King, Eddie Kingston. This is what I'm looking forward to. One of the things I'm looking forward to is the return of Eddie Kingston. I'm looking forward to the match, really. He's going against Big Bill. Big Bill, I like Big Bill. He has a great look. They put him in that loser stable, the learning tree, and did nothing with it. He has a great look, but this match was really nothing. The fans were glad to see Eddie Kingston, and so was I, because I ain't seen Eddie Kingston in such a long time. It's like he never missed a beat, really, like coming out there. Like if you follow his journey on I think Cesar Baloney's YouTube channel, you can see he was all scruffed up, everything grown up hair, facial hair grown out and everything. Going through the motions, man. Get to this match. It wasn't like the best match at all. It was a couple missed spots. Definitely that Big Boss Man slam comes to note for that. But man, I don't really give too much credence to that because this is Eddie Kingston's first match back in live action. So that's to the wayside. But he did end up beating Big Bill for the win. And as the camera pans out, you can see Brian Keith walking toward the Timekeeper's side and putting his hat down. And that preceded them to jump Eddie Kingston until Hook came out there to little to no reaction, which is sad to see. And he came out there to even the odds and help Eddie Kingston defend off Big Bill and Brian Keith. So now we might have Hook and Eddie Kingston be a tandem for the moment. And maybe do something with Big Bill and Brian Keith. Hopefully this don't which I think it will lead most of them to just being stuck here for a while. That's what tends to happen in AEW. The minor programs just stuck to the wayside for a while, so I can see that happening. Hopefully, it don't last for too long. As far as Hook, man, Hook at one point was crazy over, bruh. Crazy over. But it's just like he's getting lost in the shuffle, man. Like they don't really know what to do with him, man. It's sad to see, man, because Hook got a lot of potential, bro. Real shit. Next up, we had MJF versus Mark Briscoe. They was calling this the table tat match or something like that. Thumbtacks and tables. I don't know. But this was a dead giveaway. MJF coming out there in all white. You knew what you were going to expect in this match, okay? You knew he was going to get color. And you knew MJF was going to get color on his pants, right? It's kind of reminded me how the Anarchy in the Arena match was a couple years ago with Daddy Magic. Yeah, I remember when what was the Jericho Appreciation Society when they had all white on, but Daddy Magic was drenched in like fucking blood. It was a good visual though, right? White pants, all bloody. Everything he had on was bloody from head to toe. So once MJF came out here like this, it was a dead giveaway of what we was going to expect. Blood, table spots. At one point, they pulled out a steel chair with thumbtacks. I don't even know how the fuck they get the thumbtacks on. Did they super glue the motherfuckers or what? I don't know. But Mark Briscoe pulled out a chair with thumbtacks on it. It was going to hit MJF, but I was like, nah, I don't think MJF gonna take no bump like that. So nope, he didn't. He reversed it, and he ended up hitting Mark Briscoe with the thumbtack steel chair. But they did a lot of shit in this matchup, man. Like tombstone on top of the chair, bro. Table spots, like they did everything in this matchup, man. MJF put the thumbtacks in Mark Briscoe's mouth, punched him. Like they did everything that you can imagine in this match. This is a match for the sickos, as they would say. But Mark Briscoe picked up the win with the J Driller on top of the thumbtacks, and he is done with MJF for the time being. A little on later in the show, there was a backstage segment with a conglomeration: Willow, Harley Cameron, Kyle O'Reilly, Hologram, Roderick Strong, who looks like he didn't even want to beat her at all, and Mark Briscoe, saying that he's put MJF to the side. Now he's going to have to deal with someone else who's been a thorn in his backside, and that's the Don Callis family. So he told Don Callis, get three of your guys on Dynamite, and I'll bring two of my guys on Dynamite, and we're going to have a 6-man tag match. So he said himself, Mark Briscoe, Hologram, and this whole time Kyle O'Reilly has been on the phone. He's talking. And Willow asks Mark Briscoe, which one of us is going to be a part of this match with you? And then Mark Briscoe talks to Kyle O'Reilly, and he asks, when is he going to be returning? And then Kyle O'Reilly said, whatever. And the crowd popped. And obviously, we all know who that is. That is Orange Cassidy, because they all gave up the thumbs up sign. So Orange Cassidy will be the 6th man, the final man for the conglomeration, if they take on the Don Callis family this Wednesday on Dynamite. So we get Don Callis family members. Probably gonna be Brian Cage, Josh Alexander, and I don't even know the second. I only know the second. It's the second guy. There's so many people in the Don Callis family, I can't keep up. But that match is made for Dynamite. Now we go on to the 6-man tag, the Hurt Syndicate, MVP, Shelton Benjamin, Bobby Lashley versus the Gates of Agony and Ricochet, which are going by the name The Demand, which is a fascinating name. This is a match I didn't really pay attention to. I wasn't really caring for, because it's just like this match should not have been there. They need to be on it. This is a Dynamite match, okay? This is a Dynamite match. Maybe Collision, but it's Dynamite because it's the Hurt Syndicate alone, okay? It's a straight Dynamite match. Ricochet won this match, pinned MVP, which was the outcome I needed to happen. MVP was in this match to eat the loss. You weren't going to pin Shelton. You weren't going to pin Lashley at all. Okay, so now you get Ricochet and then Gates of Agony get that record on a resume of beating the Hurt Syndicate. And as you remember back to the report at All In August, that the Hurt Syndicate didn't want to drop the championships to FTR, etc. They would drop the titles to the Gates of Agony, the Outrunners, or Private Party, and they owned up to their word. The Gates of Agony and Ricochet beat them, so this is a token win for that group. Something they need to put in their cap and they can hang their hat on. Like, okay, we beat the Hurt Syndicate, the former tag team champions. Now we might be in a play for the tag team championships in the future. So this is the win that they needed. Next up, man, another match I didn't really care for. TBS Championship. Mercedes Moné defending her championship against Riho. I love Mercedes Moné. Love her, man. Love Riho. But this is another match that did not need to be on the card. Just because she's Mercedes Moné, we don't need to see her on every pay-per-view. Respectfully. She could have sat this one out. Riho could have sat this one out. Because after this, I don't even think we're going to see Riho after this, bro. After this match, I doubt we see Riho. We'll probably see her probably 1 or 2 weeks. Then you probably don't see her after all, right? So, then what was this point of this match? Just for her to beat the first ever AEW Women's World Champ? What was the point? Just get another feather in her cap, another title defense. This was a dynamite match. This match did not need to be on All Out at all. Respectfully, it didn't. But Mercedes gonna hold that championship until she breaks Jade's record, which we all see coming. I think it should be happening next month sometime. Which I would think they would like to have Jade, their own homegrown AEW talent, keep the record. But I guess since Jade left and went to WWE, we had to break this record and erase her from our record books, which is fine. It's cool. They don't even acknowledge her, which is crazy, but you know, it is what it is. It's pro wrestling 101. We'll see where this goes. Will she break the record and then lose the championship after? That would just render everything fucking useless, in my opinion. Because all you just saying, she went through all of them just to break the record and then lose the championship. Pretty much. One match I did kick myself for not watching and not even knowing about was this triple threat match with Master Dorada, Kazuchika Okada, and Takeshita for the Unified Championship. I forget what they even call it in this championship now. They call it a Unified International Championship or Unified Continental International Championship. I don't know. But this was probably the match of the night from what I've heard. But I'm not really surprised with Okada and Takeshita. We know where this direction of these two are going. Both members of the Don Callis family. But Takeshita is going to be the one to turn babyface and then go after Okada and beat him for that championship. But with that scenario, though, I wonder where that leads Okada, man. So I know Okada's probably having fun in his current role and what he's doing with the bitch and showing up sporadically, which I'm fine with him not appearing every show or every other show. That makes him special and that keeps him special. You don't need to see Okada all the time. You see him when you want to see him, when he want to show up. So that's a good thing. But I just wonder where they go if he do lose the championship to Takeshita. But this was a fantastic match with all three of these guys in here, which isn't a surprise. Okada did retain the championship, but we all knew that. We all knew Master Dorada was in this match to specifically lose the championship, to be the one looking up at the lights, getting pinned 1, 2, 3. We knew that was going to happen, so we can set up Takeshita and Okada sometime down in the future. Next up, man, we got the coffin match. Jon Moxley, representing the Death Riders, versus Darby Allin. This has been an ongoing issue since last year when Moxley beat Darby for his future championship, which Darby to this day is still stupid for giving that up. You're still dumb for giving that up, Darby. Respectfully, brother, you're still dumb. You're still dumb for that, bro. Dumb babyface syndrome is a thing, my guy. This goes all the way back to literally last year before Wrestle Dream. And I must say this, man. We all know what we're going to get when this match is like this. We're going to get, as you can see, fucking forks to the forehead. Whatever to the ear, whatever Darby did to the Moxley's ear to make it start bleeding. Whatever the fuck. You're going to get the fucking Darby bump. it can be a little too much sometimes. You know what I mean? A little too much. It's definitely for the fucking sicko. I'm sick to a degree, but not that sick. Like, I gotta see it on every fucking show. I don't. And I must say this, man. Later in the matchup, with the return, this is a theme, okay, in this show. Returns and debuts. This is a theme for All Out, okay? So we get the return of Pac coming out there helping Moxley. And one spot specifically that I was like, man, it hurts me to talk about it. Like, it hurts my body talking about this spot. Fucking Pac goes to pick up Darby in a razor edge position, and there's a coffin on the outside of the ring. He fucking chucks Darby over the top rope onto the coffin, bro. And his body just folds like boom onto the coffin. Like the coffin gave no give. And he just dented the bottom half of the coffin. The top half stayed there. So his body just folded like a scorpion, right? And as Darby turns, you can see like where the coffin ripped some of his flesh on his back. I'm just like, bro, why do Darby proceed to take these dumb ass bumps, bro? I love Darby, but brother, these bumps are fucking destroying your body, bro. Like, Jesus, bro. His pain tolerance is insane. Like, just the bumps this dude be taking, just be like, it make my fucking skin crawl, the shit he be taking sometime, man. But that bump was fucking ferocious. They brought Darby back in the ring, put him in a coffin, and closed the coffin for Moxley to win this matchup. And the Death Riders stand tall. With the return of Pac, they added Daniel Garcia, along with Wheeler Yuta and Claudio. I don't even remember if I seen Claudio there. I know Claudio's been circling the news lately, but I don't know about what really. But Moxley picked up the win, which was the right outcome. I don't know if we heading toward blood and guts or whatever the case may be, but with the Death Riders increasing in numbers, they're going to be leading to something. So we'll see. But the coffin match was what you expected. It's a sicko match, and Darby, please stop taking on bumps like that, brother, please. Next up, we had the Fatal 4-Way matchup. We had Toni Storm defending her AEW Women's Championship against Tekla, against Jamie Hayter, and against Chris Statlander. And Chris Statlander was valeted to the ring by Wheeler Yuta. But they told him to go back to the back. And he gave Chris Statlander a little pep talk before the match started. And it obviously worked during this match. But the build so far with Statlander and the Death Riders, like, they've been trying to recruit her for a while. I want to say like at least the last month. Maybe a month or two. They've been trying to recruit her, like giving her a little pep talk. And like, if you want to get rid of the jokes, you know where to go and shit like that. Like, just get encouraging words. And she ain't really been baffled or like, she ain't really been like batting them away or nothing like that. She just been listening and like eyes full center, like antennas on type of deal. Just listening. And it's obviously worked for her, man, because she won the championship. This is her first world championship. She's been a TBS champ, but Chris Statlander being the original AEW woman, her first AEW Women's Championship, and I couldn't be more happy for her, man. I love Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander is dope. At points so far in her run, I felt like they was just wasting Chris Statlander to a point. Like, I hated the heel turn when she went against Willow, and then was only a heel for maybe like 2.5 months, 3 months, and then just dropped it. I hated that. Not a fan of that. Now to where her and Willow are frenemies. How you say the word? Frenemies. And this thing been going on for the last couple months. But I'm glad she won this championship. Hopefully she can hold the championship for a long time, because you can get a lot of stuff with Chris Statlander as the world champ. I don't think she's gonna hold it for a couple months, but it should be good for her to be the women's champ. Real shit. Toni Storm looked baffled after this because she was the one who was on the receiving end of the pinfall. She looked shocked, as you can tell from her face right here. Had a shocking expression. You knew Tekla or Jamie Hayter wasn't going to win because they have an ongoing issue. Because Tekla was the one who hurt Jamie Hayter when she debuted, so they still have an issue going on. So the only outcome here was Chris Statlander, and it made sense. So glad to see Chris Statlander as the women's champ. Can't wait to see her on Dynamite with the championship. She did have a new theme song, which I'm not a fan of. Go back to her old theme song, dog. Her old theme song is pretty dope, man. I like her theme song. The new one, not so much. All right, we get to the tag team ladder match, the Fatal 4-Way. We have the Young Bucks, Josh Alexander, and Hechicero. That's who it was. Hechicero, Jet Speed, and Brodito for the AEW World Tag Team Championships. This match was just pretty much identical to the match we had at SummerSlam with the Motor City Machine Gun, Street Profits, the Wyatt Sits, Andrade, and Ray Phoenix. Did I say Motor City Machine Guns? Yeah. That match we had at SummerSlam was very identical here. I'm not going to recount all the spots, man. I know one spot specifically. Speedball Mike Bailey tried to go for the double knees he does when he like flips and lands knees first, but he fucked himself up trying to do that. He landed knees first on a ladder. He barely hit. I don't know who it was, Hechicero or something like that. One of the two. But fantastic match. One point in this matchup, there was a identical spot like it was at SummerSlam when everybody was going through the tables and shit. Like you get Ray Phoenix do the Swanton Bomb onto Chris Sabin on the outside through a table. Same kind of deal here. You had Jet Speed hitting somebody putting somebody through a table. You had the Young Bucks doing the Swanton throwing somebody through the table. One cool spot with Brodito was later in the match. He got this from John Morrison because John Morrison was the first person to do it. But Bandito had the ladder in his hand, and he did a moonsault onto I think Josh Alexander and Hechicero down below. It was cool because it looked realism. Like he didn't choreograph a jump. He just flipped back, like fell back, like he was falling off the turnbuckles and just landed the moonsault, which was pretty fucking cool. But this spot here on Kevin Knight was insane. Like he was going for the titles, but literally everybody in the match, the Butts, Josh Alexander, and Hechicero grabbed each rung of the ladder from the bottom, lifted it up, and just threw him like he was trash through the tables, which was pretty cool. But Brodito retained the AEW Tag Team Championships, which was the right move. The Butts do not need a championship. They just dropped them literally a couple months ago against it won against the Hurt Center, but they just dropped them recently against Private Party. So they didn't need the belts at all. Great move, right decision because I think it's going to be FTR getting those championships sometime soon. But that wasn't the only thing. After the match, we got the return of Jack Perry, who we haven't seen him. At least I haven't seen him probably since his matchup against Bryan Danielson last year at All Out specifically. When I think he was the TNT champ, and then the last time we seen him, I think he lost the championship to Daniel Garcia. Last time officially we saw him. But the most newsworthy thing out of that, we got the return of Jurassic Express. So they bolstered the tag team division with Luchasaurus and Jack Perry reuniting. Now you got Jet Speed, who's a thing, which they should stay a tag team. They don't need to be singles at the moment. The Butts, Brodito. Only thing with Brodito is I hope Bandito loses that Ring of Honor World Championship because he don't need it. If you want to keep him on Dynamite, get rid of the Ring of Honor Championship. But they're bolstering the tag team division, which is a good thing to see. You get more opportunities for these other tag teams, specifically like Outrunners, to do against Jurassic Express or Brodito. So tag team division is being bolstered, which is a good thing in AEW. That's what they had on when they first started with the tag teams. Remember, Bucks, Lucha Bros, Jurassic Express. Like they had tag teams at the wazoo. Private Party. They had tag teams at the wazoo back then. Even Omega and Hangman, a makeshift tag team. But they had tag teams at the wazoo when they first started the company. So good to see Jurassic Express back together again. Main event time. The Protostar TNT champion Kyle Fletcher versus Adam Hangman Page. When this match started, it was 6:55 p.m. 6:55 p.m. This match went off at 7:55 p.m. And at 7 o'clock, WrestlePalooza started. So I missed the majority of this match. So eventually, I will go around to get into and watching this match, but no outcome was really. There was really no surprise who was going to win this match. Let's be honest. We knew Kyle Fletcher and Adam Page were going to have a good match, but we already knew the outcome. Hangman ain't losing that championship no time soon. So this is the problem where I say, let's limit the amount of matches we have on a card. Because if this match would have started about 6 p.m., ended about 6:45, cool. Then we could have just went on into WrestlePalooza. You know what I'm saying? But this match literally started as WrestlePalooza is starting. You know what I'm saying? So you getting Brock and John Cena fighting, and then they in the midst of their match. So if we can limit the amount of matches, we're good. But no outcome was different. We already knew Hangman Adam Page was going to win this match. No surprise there. But Kyle Fletcher put up a great fight. This is just a future tester. Just like how Seth Rollins was in there with John Cena or something, or Jeff Hardy was in there, Undertaker. Like they just putting these guys in the main event spot to see what you got. And I always go back to the term CM Punk spoke on that podcast, the Coca Cabana podcast. How would you know if anybody is ready for the spot if you don't put them in the main event scene? Tony Khan did that. He put Kyle Fletcher, his TNT champion, the guy that they christened up to be the future, in the main event spot to see what he can do and see how he can hang with someone like Hangman Adam Page in the main event of a pay-per-view. And I'm pretty sure he did very well. So Tony Khan is happy about this. And he took a page right out of the CM Punk book, right out of the pro wrestling, professional wrestling business book. So, not really surprised. AEW All Out, great show. Definitely was better than WrestlePalooza, but they just have to limit the match length, bro. The match limits, the amount of matches on these shows, limit it, bro. Because y'all gonna always have good pay-per-views, bro. But y'all just exhaust certain consumers when y'all have so many matches on here. Because most of them, in my case, can't finish the pay-per-view because I'm fucking asleep toward the end of it. I would like to finish the pay-per-view. That's why I bought it. You know what I'm saying? So can we lessen how many matches we have on these cards and get rid of the matches we don't need? But tune into Dynamite. We're going to see what happens. The fallout from AEW All Out. I'm looking forward to it. I might do a WrestlePalooza review. But in the meantime, man, y'all take it easy, bro. I will see you guys in the next video, man. Peace out.